Welcome to the ninth session of our performance appraisal series. We have been discussing performance appraisals, procedures, and everything that has to do with performance appraisal. And in this session, we want to talk about post appraisals. What should the management, the supervisors, the HR, what should they do after the conclusion of the performance appraisal exercise? Number one is to document agreement. I'm not talking about a whole report that is tied up in one file in your office. I want you to put this where it is accessible, easily accessible for you. Let it be on your fingertips. Let it be somewhere on your phone where you can easily pull out, because it is important for you to be able to access this as quickly as possible. And what are the things that I want you to document here? Number one is goals, actions, and responsibilities. So we want to document the goals that have been identified from your PIP report. That is your performance improvement plan, PIP. Now, from the PIP, the manager, the supervisor, the hiring, the HR team should be able to pull out the goals, the actions that needs to be taken, and the responsibilities that needs to be discharged, especially on the part of the organization, things that they need to provide from that have been identified from the performance appraisal exercise. Number two is to implement agreed actions. Sometimes performance appraisal is taken, weaknesses are identified, performance gaps are identified, how to close the gaps is also identified. And then when it comes to providing the materials, providing the tools so that employees can have all the needed resources that is required to be able to improve their own performance, the organization begins to default. Sometimes due to bureaucracy. I know sometimes it could be funds, but some other times it's simply a matter of is simply a bureaucratic process, delaying the entire process. What is happening is that employees are getting discouraged because you have had an interaction with them a week ago about what needs to be provided, what they need, and how the organization is going to do so. And a week after, a month after, the organization is yet to provide those tools. You are weakening their morale. Every day they come to work and that resource is not provided. The training is not provided. The resources are not provided. The finances are not provided. The software is not provided. The coaching and mentorship is not provided. This alone can even reduce their performance below what it was before that performance appraisal was conducted. So you want to make sure you are taking responsibility and you are taking action. Then third is scheduling feedback meetings. It is important for you to have feedback meetings with different departments. So it looks like, okay, we have performance appraisal last week. Now, from the performance appraisal, we identified this, we identified this, we identified this. David, how far with this? The organization have been able to provide you the training you needed or provide you the resources you needed. How far? Any improvements? Are you better at it now? All of these things is very, very important. So you don't just have a performance appraiser, provide the resources, and then everybody goes. So it is still important for you to maintain a feedback meeting with your employees, especially at departmental level. The supervisors at various levels must continue to hold feedback meetings and ensure that the resources that have been provided are being well utilized. Then number four is monitoring progress. Very, very important. If we identify performance gaps and we know the reason why the gap exists and we have provided the resources that is lacking resulting to the performance gap, we expect that there should be progress. We expect that in a matter of days, there should be progress or within a reasonable time. When that progress does not occur, you need to be able to have a system that is able to track it, to say, look, despite providing everything that needs to be provided, the required progress is not being made. You don't have to wait until the next performance appraiser. You need to be able to have a system that is checking to see that a progress is being made from where you had last conversations about improving your performance. If you do not have a system that guarantees and that monitors performance, definitely you are shooting yourself on the foot, because at the end of the day, what you want to achieve will still not be achieved. Lastly is adjusting goals where necessary. Your goals are not supposed to be casted on the stone as you are monitoring what is being done, because normally too in your PIP report, you are supposed to state your goals. Okay, if this is the gap we have identified, if this resources is provided, this is the level of performance we expect. We expect 30% increase, we expect 20% increase, we expect 10% increase. As the operation continues and the company continues to run, it is important for you to also review that goal to see if the goal is actually achievable or not. Finally, don't forget, the real work of appraiser begins from when the appraiser itself stops. The moment you close your performance appraisal report and you submit report, that is not the end of the job. That is the beginning of the job. And that means that there is still a whole lot more that you should do and you can do. Thank you very much for watching this video. In the next session, which is going to be the last session in this series, we are going to look at digital adaptation or digital performance appraisers. Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.